Hey guys, so today I have decided to teach you all on how to do some activation exercises for the posterior chain of your body. So the posterior chain of your body is on the back of your body. So it's basically all the muscles on your back, your glute muscles, your hamstrings, and your calves. So one thing to take note is there are many functions for the posterior chain of the body, but one of the main functions is the hinge motion. So hinging, so think of like a deadlift, for instance. So hinging is pretty much where you push your butt back, okay, at the hips, push your butt back at the hips, and then you stand back up again. Now, this type of movement is really good for when you want to jump, so jumping stuff, and it's also good for being able to pick things up as well. Okay, so one of the exercises that really helps activate your posterior chain while trying to keep a proper postural positioning is something called the standing bridge. So the standing bridge, pretty much what you do, I'll face you guys and I'll turn the other way. Stand with your feet about hip width apart, okay? So feet under the ankles. Make sure that the balls of your feet and the heels of your feet are pressing into the ground so you're grabbing the ground really, really nice and tightly. So feet under the ankles under the feet, or ankles under the knees under the hips. Make sure that you're curling your glutes in, so make sure that your hips are not spilling out. You want to curl them in, keep that core tight. So suck in the gut, rib cage stays tucked in, so you don't want to let your rib cage push out. Push the rib cage in. Stand up straight. Now what you're going to do is you're going to push your hips back, push your hips back, push your hips back. Bend the knees as you're going back. Make sure you're looking in between your legs, so about a few inches behind your legs. Put your hands on your quads. And what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that your spine is straight. So you don't want to push out like this. You want to curl the hips in, suck in the gut, and make sure that your rib cage, you're not all the way hunched, but you're not pushing out either. You want to be right in the middle. So try to find that middle spot. I suggest doing this next to a mirror. And now you're going to keep your spine tall and straight, and you're going to press into your quads into your quads as hard as you can. Make sure that you're flexing your glutes as you're doing that, and you're looking behind your feet. So behind you a little bit. And make sure you're breathing as you're doing that. So, something to take note, you want to make sure that your spine is flat, but you're also trying to you're pushing away, so it's almost kind of like you're trying to stretch your spine away. So you're trying to stretch your spine, so pushing your rib cage and your hips away from each other. So, after you have that down, now you can do the same thing, but without the hands, and you're going to bend back just a little bit further. So without your hands touching your quads. So same positioning, so standing neutral posture, okay? And then you're going to push your hips back, push your hips back, push your hips back. Keep hinging. And then, from here, you're going to look a little bit behind you, and you're going to do the same thing. Now you're going to flex your glutes, fire your glutes as hard as you possibly can, while sucking in your gut as hard as you possibly can. Okay, so you want to make sure that as you're doing that, your entire back posterior chain is firing up. So your glutes are firing up. You want to feel your whole back, your lats, everything. You want to feel the traps firing up, the back of your neck muscles firing up. Everything is firing up, because once you get a good grip of your posterior chain muscles, that is when you are able to actually put some movement into it and power upwards without hurting yourself, with good posture and good motion.